So it's been a couple months since we got John Wick Chapter 4, and ever since then I have been fiending for a great action movie. We did get Renfield, but I would argue that's more of a horror comedy than a straight up action movie, and a lot of other films in the genre have let me down recently, until now when I finally checked out Sisu. The best way I can describe this film is if John Wick met Inglourious Basterds. So in other words, this movie is freaking amazing. It basically follows a Finnish gold farmer at the end of WW2 encountering a band of Nazis, and from there a lot of death ensues. Where this film shines though is during the action sequences. There is a great practical feel to everything going on here. There's a lot of blood and an awesome sense of grit here. The hand-to-hand combat is also really solid, and there's a lot of creativity when it comes to the different set pieces and kills. There was a specific one in a lake that I thought was incredible, and also another kill involving a bomb might be one of the coolest things I've seen in an action movie, period. The cast here is also great. I feel like everyone perfectly understood the tone of this movie. It doesn't feel like anyone is overacting, and I feel like if there were different filmmakers behind this project, that could be the case, and that would certainly detract from what's happening in this movie. But for the most part, while this is a very grounded story, it is over the top in certain aspects, but not in a way that necessarily takes you out of the movie. The main character here is such an interesting one too. The filmmakers don't really dive into his backstory. Most of the stuff is inferred, which goes to show how great the filmmaking is here. Not to mention this movie is also gorgeous. It's really nice to get an action movie that is focused on entertaining the audience, but also just making a good movie, which sounds crazy to say, but that's something we don't see a whole lot of in Hollywood right now. So in many ways, this film feels very refreshing in that aspect. Plus, at the end of this movie, there is the possibility for a follow-up, not necessarily a sequel, because this does take place at the end of World War II, but I feel like with a prequel, you can explore a lot more ideas with this character, because obviously this isn't the first time this guy has killed a band of soldiers. So personally, I would love to see a prequel. I'm not a huge fan of prequels in general, just because it takes out some of the suspense, because you know the character is going to survive to see the next movie because you already watched the previous one. But with this specific character, I never really thought he was going to die in this movie, because that's a really big part of the essence of who this character is. So for a prequel, I would be fully open to checking it out. I think Sisu is a great time. If you are a fan of the action genre, this is a must-watch. There's some great kills in here. The story is very simple and to the point, but the action is truly where this film shines. And guys, I'm going to give Sisu a 4.5 out of 5. If you have seen the film, definitely make sure to let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Also, make sure to drop a like and subscribe, and I'll be back very soon with some brand new content. This is Shay signing off. Peace out.